What is good, NBA fans? This is D-Ball, the best basketball channel to watch. I know this video would come out as a surprise for you guys cause I've never talked in my videos and I've not made any videos in the past 5 months. Today I'd like to try doing an analysis style video. Not sure how it will go, but if you guys have any suggestions, please comment down below and I'm curious to see what you guys think. Anthony Davis left Sunday's game against the Denver Nuggets after suffering an Achilles tendon strain. Prior to this, AD missed 2 games last week after being diagnosed with right Achilles tendinosis. Based on the information that we have right now, his injury doesn't seem too serious and he might make his return right after the All-Star game. However, AD and the Lakers are really cautious about this and he'll probably take a longer break than he needs. For the LA Lakers, this would of course be a stumbling block to retaining the NBA championship. Although LeBron is the most important player on the team, AD's versatility also provides so much value, like his post-up, mid-range, size, and defense. So what are the potential impacts of his injury? First, even though it's very unlikely that the Lakers fall below the 8th seed, they also want to avoid meeting the LA Clippers in the early rounds of the playoffs. Second, as LeBron is pursuing his 5th MVP trophy, his team's regular season performance would play a significant role. Now that AD is out, I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers fall below the 4th seed. Now let's talk a bit about statistics. So far in the 2020 and 2021 season, the Lakers have an average of 6.65 lead over the opposing team per 100 possessions. And without AD, that number comes down to around 4, which is slightly lower than teams like the Denver Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns, but higher than teams like Blazers and the Warriors. However, when we look at these mid-tier teams like the Spurs, Blazers, and Warriors, these teams only have at around an average of 0.3 points advantage over its opponents for every 100 possessions, meaning that they are considerably less competitive than the top teams in the West. So it's quite hard to see the Lakers falling too much down in the rankings despite AD's absence. Now let's get to the most interesting topic. Would this affect LeBron's shot at the MVP? To answer this question, let's first take a look at the newest MVP ranking. And this is in order. We got LeBron, Embiid, Jokic, KD, Kawhi, and Giannis. So assuming that individual stats and team performance are the biggest 2 determinants to capturing the MVP, Embiid is definitely LeBron's biggest threat. But there are 2 conditions that put him in an unfavorable position. First, the 76ers' point lead per 100 possessions over its opponents is only 2.2, which is significantly lower than what is common for a top-tier team. This means that they won lots of close games, and they probably won them by luck or by hitting some miracle last-second shots, which might not be sustainable in the long term. Secondly, consistency has always been an issue for Embiid as a player, and there's a good chance that his efficiency falls as the season progresses. For Jokic, the Denver Nuggets need to first win more games before he enters the discussion. For KD, the league protocol definitely hurt his chance a lot, and I think the Nets would enforce more minutes restriction on KD later in the season, so his chance is quite low as well. For Kawhi, he might not even be the best player for the Clippers this season. And for Giannis, it's almost impossible after winning back-to-back already. What we can see from all of this is that most of the MVP contenders this season are each dealing with some type of problems that really put themselves in a bad position. This is definitely good news for LeBron, but it ultimately comes down to his own decision. Does he want to turn back the clock to 2018 and carry the whole team on his back like he did for the Cavs? Or does he want to play safe and make sure he's rested for the playoffs? But for us fans, we'll never truly know how much gas is still left in the tank for LeBron. Personally, I think LeBron will make the wisest choice as he always had, and AD should take as much time as he needs. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm really glad to be back.